What's up, y'all? This is Nekoroth, and welcome back to the letter, y'all.
Thank
the
you.
Letter, y'all.
Thank you, Paula Dean.
The letter, y'all.
Now, Rebecca, I done told you I don't believe in any of them darn ghosts and goblins. Jesus Christ, does that just look pose away?
Them pale bitches, y'all. Where we left off, we came back from the Ermengarde party.
Take that troll up out of here immediately!
Fuck Shirley!
And Tingme stayed over at Rebecca's house.
Oh yeah.
Ashton stayed over at Rebecca's house.
Sit your ass down!
Should we look at these new journal entries we may have? I'm just making sure see if there's none on October 27th. There's definitely none. We all have them on October 28th. So let's have a look, shall we?
It used to be like a Morgan Freeman voice, but now it's just evolved into a deep American voice.
To be fair, it's great though.
Friday, October 28th. Rebecca found Ashton waiting for her upon exiting the mansion. Irked because he was nowhere to be found during the entire party, she demanded to know what was going on. When he couldn't give her an answer, Rebecca warned that they'd still talk about it some other time. And then apparently 2 days went by and nothing happened.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting. It's the 30th. Where the fuck did you go, Ashton?
2 fucking days, Frey!
But yeah, so let's continue, because I believe we're coming up to the end of Becca's chapter, which is exciting. I don't know how long this episode is going to be. I have a feeling it's going to be shorter than most episodes, but that's fine, I guess, seeing as it's a finale. A finale can be shorter or longer.
Yeah, no one knows what the future holds,
Exactly.
except Yang Yang Mobile. Thanks.
Except Yang Yang Mobile, and thank you for this game, as always.
Go buy it!
So, shall I go ahead? I'll go ahead. Professor Andrew Clark was agreed to meet with me 2 days later in front of Loxbourne's public library. He has other commitments, but being a long-term family friend has its perks. I have my parents' connections to thank for that.
I always used to get triggered by that. See, like when you held it in school and stuff, people called it library.
Library?
Like, library, and I'm like, there's an R.
I say library.
Library. Librario. Don't know why I sound like Hijo de puta!
Of course, I'm not the sort to impose on him often, but the situation is, well, it's not entirely bad, although it does require calling in a few favours from friends like him. Without his signature, I won't be able to gain access to the library's restricted section. Don't look at me like that.
What is this, fucking like the library at Hogwarts?
If I want to, like, VIP, if I want to get more in-depth information on the Ermengarde mansion, that is, not simply what they choose to show to the general public. As much as I hate to admit it, there's always something people censor, and whatever it is, I won't ever find it in the general section. It has to be what they're keeping here, beyond the public eye.
That's where they keep the dirty books.
Yeah, the smut. The thought of that alone makes me antsy. Thankfully, I don't have to brood over it. The wait for the professor doesn't last long. He never did enjoy making people wait. Likewise, he dislikes people who are tardy. He arrives 5 minutes after I do, greeting me with that kind of smile and casual wave of his hand.
Thank God you managed to take away from your busy schedule of building Jurassic Park to come see us.
Oh my god! I haven't seen him in so long, but it appears that hasn't changed much. His familiar presence alone is enough for a fond smile to spread across my face.
Professor Andrew!
Rebecca! Didn't I say long ago you can drop the professor?
You know I can't possibly do that. Even if I can, it feels disrespectful to call you by your name alone.
Both you and Ashton never listen to this old man. Kids these days.
All right, but just for today, since you're doing me a huge favor, Andrew.
I guess you simply can't have it all, even at this old age. But pleasantries aren't what we're here for, yes? You mentioned you needed a permit.
Yes, sir, if that's okay with you.
More than fine. Anything in pursuit of knowledge, as they say.
I just need to know one thing. Have you been a good girl this year?
Oh my god. This isn't going to
You look
stop,
like
is
so
it?
many people.
He hands me the permit without further prompting. And just like he promised, he also written a recommendation after his signature. Nice.
Andrew Clark, PhD, Professor of Psychology and Ethnography, University of Luxembourg.
That shit. This is more than enough for me to get those files.
Man, you need to have like your contact lenses all looked at. You're like, Luxembourg City Archives, authorizations. It's a visitor signature.
It does get pretty blurry, to be fair. I mutter a small thanks before slipping it into my pocket. Although when I look back up, his brows are furrowed, the very face of curiosity. Not surprising, considering how vague I've been during our little talk over the phone. Right there and there, I've decided to tell him if he ever asks. But maybe not all of it, but stuff he needs to know.
Then and there works stay in that scenario though.
Yeah. It's the least I can do to thank him. As expected, true to his inquisitive nature, he asks,
If you don't mind, though, I know you've always been an eager learner, but may I know what in the restricted section that piqued your curiosity?
It's the God mansion, sir.
He's quick to raise an eyebrow at that, and for a while, I fear he'll take a slip of paper back.
Alright, I'll tell you the truth. I want to see your naughty nice list.
Oh my god. It's that time of year. Is there something in what I said?
The ones they have out in the general isn't enough?
I'm, hoping for a more in-depth read, sir. More about the history and the people who once lived there. The general section doesn't have anything much on that.
Oh, I see. Well, you certainly aren't the first one to be enamored with that place. It doesn't shock me. The architecture is admirable, and the urban legends are something to talk about.
I think enamored might be a little too much to describe our interest in it. But I have to agree. The mansion is beautiful, even with the renovations. They kept the stained glass windows, too. They are magnificent.
Oh, you've seen it.
I was there for a few hours to attend a housewarming party. The invitation was for my parents, but they couldn't make it.
Wow, thanks for the invite, I guess.
That's you on the naughty list. You've got me in this.
My mum used to work as a private tutor for the Evans. Hannah Wright?
Ah, I know of her. Her husband, too. Who doesn't?
She's certainly not getting anything this year.
Oh wow, he knows.
Luxembourg's most popular couple.
Seems rather silly,
I
doesn't
know, it
it?
seems like full of venom.
Yeah, something falls behind his eyes. The warmth in them is suddenly gone. Like he's reliving a painful distant memory and seeing it play right in front of him. It disappears almost as soon as it surfaces. But that look has unsettled something in me.
Is something the matter?
Nothing much. But you know, you're already like a daughter to me. So if you could, do be careful with the friends you make.
Is this about the rights, sir?
Just a friendly advice from an old man. Don't think much about it. Anyway, I have to leave now. Can't miss my weekly serving of bear claws. Say hi to your parents at the detective inspector for me, will you? I wish you luck with all that research.
I will. Thanks for this, Andrew.
Andrew gives my shoulder a light squeeze, the gesture a younger me has always appreciated, and quickly crossed the street after. I watch him until he disappears behind the door to a cafe, until the doubt swimming inside my head finds a moment to rest.
Goodbye, Rebecca, and Merry Christmas! Ho ho ho! It's
my
like it's a weird in the building. We're not dropping this, I swear to God, Santa will save us. That'll be the ending of this game.
Oh, secret ending. Easter egg.
At Christmas?
You know what I mean.
Christmas present.
Christmas present. Christmas Easter egg should be called Christmas presents. Whatever his business is with the right. Isn't anything I concern myself about. But somehow, in the grand scheme of things now, all of it feels oddly.
Sorry.
The how? Though I've yet to find out. And I'm hoping the library will give me the answers I want this time. Oh look, the library. I said it right, okay. On a gloomy Sunday morning, the library is especially empty. The second floor in particular. I've always considered this place to be a sanctuary, a respite away from the hubbub of the city.
Oh, what a great word.
Hubbub.
Hubbub.
As a child, I grew up reading books here, spending hours here to no end, poring over the pages, living out fantasies in my head until my parents called me home. Now, it feels nothing like it. The silence is smothering, suffocating. Even with how clean they've kept the microfiche.
I have no idea how to say that.
Microfiche room. I'm putting up a definition because, as always, you're here to learn at Necopastels, and I feel like it's been quite a while since I put up some trivia or definitions and shit.
I'll have you know, how great we keep the microfiche.
How the entire small of it lacks a speck of dust or clutter. Breathing is a struggle for air. Not far into my stay, I begin to long for the noise outside, and perhaps as a way to calm this unease, I start to hum a tune. Imagine that. Oh. Why, of all things, it has to be that silly nursery rhyme. I've not an inkling. It does the job, however. It fills the lull with something far less awkward, far less deafening, and that is enough for a distraction.
Before a faceless person walks over. Shh! I'm sorry!
That was so sharp though!
No talking, no humming in the library.
How can they shush without a fucking face?
That's the secret.
Oh my god. Kylie's rubbing off on her. I have business here.
Just how you said that, you're like...
I have
business here. Leave me alone. I have business here.
Not ever selling daydreams. Only for detective. Even if there's a possibility of this being fruitless, by some means, it feels like I have to do it. If not for me, then for the people who has been affected by this. This...
malignancy.
What do we even call this? A haunting? A Halloween prank gone wrong? A curse? If Isabella were here, what would she say? Will she panic?
Yes.
Will she be angry I only listened to her now?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. It all stems from that one moment in the movie house, doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
We could have avoided this had we only taken her warnings to heart. One stupid mistake is all it took to send our normal lives on a downward spiral. Frankly, I'm no longer sure if I'm angry at myself for it, or at the universe for throwing us into this mess.
Thanks, Santa, you asshole.
But we can only make do of what little we have, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Going here might be the right decision. Let me try that again. Going here might not be the right decision, but it's a start.
A good start.
It doesn't make much time for me to find what I need. A microfiche. I still have no clue what that means. Of old newspapers, long kept in special storage cabinets at the far end of the restricted section. The year... I thought this was just a Hogwarts thing. All libraries have restricted sections.
Just expecting, like, is it Mr. Finch? Just like a normal ass library, but you've got a guy walking about with like a lantern trying to catch people. Oh, do I hope nobody's in the restricted section?
Show yourself! The year is 1620s and beyond. Beyond the city of Luxborn even exists in the records, when the mansion has just been built, and Ansem is nothing more but a small sleepy hamlet near a river. A lot of pieces are missing. Days, sometimes several consecutive weeks without any records remaining. Often it goes on for years. Troublesome. But as it is, I'm lucky enough to find anything at all considering how far I'm looking back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, try looking for anything from the fucking 1620s. That shit is not easy to find.
To be fair, we've came a long way since then. Can't be picky now. Can't waste time mulling over what record keepers of the old could have done to make this a breeze for me.
I can still work with this.
The faint whir of the microfiche
Stop putting in that word!
machine keeps me company as I go over each slide, each image, hoping for something that goes beyond what the local lore knows. There are snippets, little mention of the family, that once settled in the house here and there. The usual singing of praises for the couple who have helped brought up what was once a tiny settlement into a buzzing town. Nothing substantial. Nothing I didn't know before. It continues on like this for a good while. Until I come by the years after their deaths. The people of Anselm may have loved Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Ermengarde, mourned by their passing, and held them in high esteem in the years after.
At least we know now it's Charlotte was the daughter, it was William and Elizabeth.
But it was their daughter that was remembered fondly by the townspeople. If our parents built this town, Lady Charlotte was the one who made it prosper. Remarkable, considering it was a period of recovery from a bout of plague that killed half the town's population, including her parents. Oh. Now, doesn't this look familiar? Free at last, heir puts a stop to local slave trade. Huh? What's surprising though, apparently, her time also marked more than superficial changes to the place. She moved things, changed laws, altered old customs and traditions. If they were done on a woman's whimsy, it doesn't say. But she seems capable enough for more than that. The gist of it is, the town she rebuilt. It's what eventually grew to become Luxbourne City, while the nearby Anselm village remained as it was, a relic of the old. A frown. Let me try that again. A frown swiftly forms in my face.
So, why is there a need to hide this?
One by one, I tried to recall every lesson I've gone through, every book, every paper, and journal I've read. None of those ever mentioned this. It's always the lord and the lady of the house, their endearing child, always an after thought to those
Anecdotes.
Anecdotes. Let me try that one more time. It's always the lord and lady of the house, their endearing child, always an afterthought to those anecdotes. The one who always took her life in the end. Never someone who restored the town from the brink of collapse or brought new ideas to it. Is it because she's a woman?
That pisses me off.
Granted, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Not all aspects of her can be considered admirable. But this is history. Some parts are bound to naturally delve into unpleasant territory, whether I like it or not. Witch hunts. Oh. Luxbourne witch burns. That was the pale bitch on that stake. Witch hunts, for example, became common near the end of her life, which would have been completely unremarkable and might have gone to become a mere footnote in history if it didn't involve Lady Charlotte and the very slave she saved. It caused quite a stir, enough to leave almost a week's worth of clippings. The girl was eventually burned, condemned by an entire town, at the word of Lady Charlotte alone. But this doesn't really have anything to do with this curse. Does it? No. Unless that woman is following us, and this slave are the same person. A tale of revenge. How cliché.
Man, even the thing that's trying to kill her, she has to bitch about it.
However, with the lack of accurate photographs, it's impossible to tell. Maybe if I squint, the illustration would start resembling her. But in my field, it doesn't work that way. We can clearly tell though.
Yeah.
That looks like her. It shouldn't work that way. It'll be the laughingstock of the community. Let me try that again. I'll be the laughingstock of the community.
This isn't going anywhere.
Mentally exhausted, I take a careful step away from the screen, pressing a palm into my tired eyes. The lack of ample light in the area doesn't help. A headache already threatens to form at the back of my head, yet I'm nowhere near figuring things out. This is simply too much to take in all at once.
I should have asked for someone's help.
Now, I'm at a dead end. I start gathering everything around me and placing them back in their respective envelopes for storage. The motion's no longer new after volunteering here a number of times. I didn't make much mess anyway, considering the lack of materials available to begin with.
Yes.
I'll have to look somewhere else. The where remains unknown though.
Probably Anselm, I guess.
Probably. But just as I'm about to slip the last of the slides in, something catches my attention.
None of these people have faces.
They're all faceless. My hand pauses. The
microwave fish.
Hey Siri. Spell microfishy. Spell make your fishy. I'm typing this up. Give me a few, yo. Are you ready?
Microfiche.
Fish.
This is one of the few I've set aside without taking a careful look at it. It seems like a gossip column at first glance, but upon closer look... I slide it back into the reader, gently turning the dials in search of the page. It takes some time, but once the image becomes clear... They must have had this drawing commissioned for this announcement.
That woman's hair, man.
Fucking Goldilocks. That weave is impressive. Ermengarde heir announces betrothal. I don't doubt it. The details are far more intricate. Their likeliness lightly closer to how they might have appeared at the time. They're both recognisable this way. Closer to those paintings I've seen in the mansion. I was going to say, because there are other illustrations of these people,
Yeah.
you know, like in the mansion. However, it's the man standing beside her, Edward Godfrey. According to the article, that caught my attention previously. Her first cousin, and eventually her fiancé? She married her first cousin.
Yeah, and considering we saw the memory fragments, we've seen that she is fucked up and all.
Nah. Maybe it's the posture, the manner in which he holds himself. Or maybe it's the shape of his eyes. Though I can't be too certain about that until I've gotten a better reference. Nevertheless, there is a resemblance. Look.
The rights.
The rights. He looks eerily like... My head snaps up, glaring at whoever is running in the floor above. Any day, I'd march upstairs and reprimand whoever it is. Shh. That's all she would do. She'd run up like stomping. She'd stop dead.
Yeah, we have seen how deadly a shit she is with a book, and there is an entire arsenal of them here ready for her.
Aye, she has like a full fucking weapon. She has like a full room full of it here. I don't know where I was going with that. It sounded good in my head, but whatever.
This is a library, for heaven's sake.
Indeed. I can't focus on my microfiche.
I'll shush you, you tweedy old crow. Cuckoo. Oh my god, remember Ironbrew 32? Oh, God's sake.
Scottish thing, sorry.
Shh, this is a library. But now, this isn't the time. I've gotten what I need. Without wasting another minute, I hit the machine's print button for a copy of the page, while my other hand moves to put everything back in storage.
Wham!
A ragged exhale slips from me. Relief, perhaps, Or maybe this is already exhaustion. Regardless, soon, I'm closing my eyes as I wait for the printer to finish, if only to stave off a headache building from everything. Sometime, I've even begun humming the same song again for comfort. Despite my doubts about this, despite all the tension on my shoulders, this may be a small find, but at least I can start somewhere. We can start somewhere. There is a way out of this. I know it. The printer splutters to a halt. However, its sound isn't what makes me snap my eyes open.
Oh, good.
Well, the faceless people are gone, at least. Right? A feeling, a chilly brush of air behind my back. Brief enough for something sickling to suddenly lodge itself in my throat while I take in my surroundings. It's that suffocating sensation again, creeping to every part of me, crawling under my skin, draining me little by little of any strength. From that day in the mansion, from that brief moment at the school, without delay, I grab the papers and make a quick beeline for the door.
Hello again. It's been a while.
Hello, grudge lady.
Rebecca's reaching for a book.
Oh, get ready, girl. You're going to have to fight for your life.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to get ready. I'm guessing there's some keyboard shenanigans happening.
My whole body freezes.
What are you doing, Miss Pink?
Oh, fuck. I hold my breath, not daring to make any noise. For a little while, only the sound of papers crumpling under my grasp fills the room. The excitement from earlier, gone instantly. Replaced by a cold, seeping dread, spreading throughout my limbs. But more than the fear is the anger. It pains me to hear her using my own student's voice against me. And more than once, I believed it was really her. She has no right.
Why don't you play with me?
Rebecca, this is not the time to be getting angry with people.
Aye, she needs to fucking run. Although she hasn't made a move, if there isn't a wall behind me, I'll probably take a step back. Anything to put a distance between us, no matter how small, as long as I'm out of her reach. But I steel myself, because if I fall back, turn away from her, I'll be left with no way out. I'm not dying here.
You think you scare me?
Miss Pink, don't be so rude. I'm waiting.
I'm not afraid of you, you spook! This is one Scotswoman. You aren't getting into an early grave without a fight!
Okay, she's getting riled up.
Come at me!
I expected she'll lunge, prove to me what a monster she is. Instead, all she gives me is a smile, twisted and gnarled. It's as if time has crawled to a stop at the sight of it. A split-second decision, and before I know it, my body shifts. Eyes closing in anticipation, hand grabbing whatever's solid enough on the nearby table and hurling it at her. Oh. I don't bother looking if whatever I threw hits her, hit its mark. I run, as fast as my legs can carry me, despite my heart threatening to burst out of my chest. But in this maze of bookshelves, with the whole place almost void of people, is there even a place safe enough I can escape to? Choice! Choice! Choice, yo! We've got a choice!
Now, I don't know about you, but
I'm feeling 22.
Like, You know what? I'm just gonna let you die. You know,
No.
I'm joking.
I mean, what do you think we should do?
I mean, you've seen Scream, right? We've seen like every horror film when you're like head out the front door, like as they like run upstairs when there's nowhere to get out.
Aye.
I mean, I would go for the door. I mean, like I would go for like fucking the way out.
Head for the door?
Because like, cause we're like, we need to get away from here. Where the fuck are we gonna go upstairs?
Let's go for the door then, bitch. The door.
Meanwhile, this is welcome to Kieran's episode of I Killed Us All Again.
If there's one, it is out of this room, out of this place, as far away as anyone can get from her. I can think about the rest of what I can do after I'm outside, where there are other people I can ask for help, when she's not chasing after me like this.
I just like the fact that I can just imagine, see like in a horror movie situation, she's like, how terrified are you? And you just let a chair throw at her.
Ah! There's no hesitation in my steps as I race for the restricted section's door, head downstairs and barrel straight for the library's exit, towards safety. In a desperate bid for my life, library rules be damned. I can no longer hear her behind me, and I'm not taking any chances. A breath almost escapes me as I near the door. A little more. When out of nowhere, a library cart careens from a blind corner and slams into my sides.
Yeah, cheating bastard.
My back hits the floor with a hard thud, the impact completely knocking the breath out of me. The copper tang of blood gradually spreads over my tongue as I fight to get my bearings back. I force myself to move, even with the excruciating pain coursing through my limbs. The exit's almost there. If only I can... But there's no moment's respite.
Oh shit!
No, Kieran! We're dead! We're fucking dead! The next thing I know, there's a heavy weight atop me, and cold digits slide around my neck, tight like a vice, pressing, closing in, leaving me gasping for air. Excuse me, can you stop moving? I'm trying to read these, please. Through my blood vision, I can only make out the hateful gleam, the spite in her eyes as she looms over my body, and her grip on my throat grows tighter.
I think you might need to get ready for the...
Desperation kicks in. My nails dig into her wrist as I struggle against her firm grip, trying to pry her fingers away. She is fucking terrifying.
This is the closest we've seen.
Keep the slider within the green bar by moving the mouse in the arrows direct. Oh! I see what we need to do! I see what we need to do! I see what we need to do! God damn it!
Sit your ass down!
Oh! We just ran over a break! I don't think twice. My limbs are moving on their own before what I did could fully register in my brain, and my lungs could recover. Behind me she lets out a cry, sharp and loud, and thunderous against the empty walls of the library. But the fear her wails bring compares nothing to the relief washing over me when I finally make it out. Oh! Quick escape achievement unlocked. My knees buckle as soon as my feet hits the pavement, its surface cold and hard against my skin. I've only been there for a few hours, about 1 or 2 probably. I don't know anymore, it feels like an eternity at the same time. My breathing hasn't slowed down yet, and I don't expect it to after going through that. I probably look like the most undignified creature on a Sunday morning right now. Out of breath, dishevelled, slumped here with a bloodied lip and all. But at present, I simply can't bring myself to care, even when a few passers-by start giving me strange looks. Stare at me all you want, I don't give a single shite. I'm alive, I'm safe. This isn't the end yet, but I'm safe. And inside my bag is something that could get us out of this mess. Nothing definite yet. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up. But it's still something. If Isabella's here, I'm sure she'll feel the same. She'll even be the first one who'll put her faith on it. Wherever this will lead us, wherever this will lead us to is a victory on its own. Now, all that's left is to find the others and the rest of us trapped in this bloody nightmare. Right on cue, as if an answer to my previous thought, my mobile phone lets out a beep. I pick it up, simply hoping it'll be none of them. Only it's a voicemail that greets me. From Ashton. There's a pang of disappointment, of course, but it brings some reassurance that nothing's happened to at least one of them.
Hey Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
He ends it right there. The message, less than a minute long, curt and gives nothing away. I let it ease my worries regardless, and do as he asks. Because this too is another triumph for us. One less thing to worry about.
Ooh.
Ashton!
We're back
Wow.
It starts at October 28th.
Nice. So, do you think...
You know what we could try, if we've not got time, we could try and sneak him back to see what happens if he runs up the stairs.
Let's do that.
I just love the fact that, see, like every other horror thing, everybody else is terrified there. She's like, oh,
She's beating her with fucking architecture books.
it's turned into Scream, like every 2 seconds she's getting like hit with a book. She's like, ow, fuck! And then 2 seconds later, what are you gonna do now? Ow, fuck!
Oh, I love it.
Make a mental note. Stop going after Rebecca, she's violent.
I just love the fact that Marianne let us have that book, because if it wasn't for that book, we'd probably be dead.
And also like the fact that Rebecca, we can tell that her accent completely falls away when she's angry.
Yeah, but like, what am I doing? So should we try the head upstairs?
Yeah.
Let's
So
get this
you
one
saved
in.
it at Ashton's?
I did.
Aye.
I did save it. There are people upstairs, aren't there? The weekend staff are some volunteer. There should be, even if it's a Sunday, and I'm only here on a special permit. There should be at least one other person manning this place. I heard them a while ago. Of course, I couldn't possibly tell them about this. They won't believe me in the same manner we didn't buy Isabella's stories until it's too late. But I can easily come up with excuses. For now, what's important is that I don't end up trapped alone with her.
Safety in numbers, as they say.
There's no hesitation in my steps as I race upstairs, ears straining for any signs or sounds of the woman appearing, jumping at me again at any second.
You and me both.
I can still hear her behind me. The grinding of bones, her whispers as she keeps calling me back. Although it's at a distance, I don't slow my pace. Library rules be damned. Because no matter how much I pretend to be brave, the level-headed one, or the tough one, this terrifies me. This scares me more than anything. This isn't how I plan to die. But when I get to the 3rd floor, only silence welcomes me, and an emptiness that stretches out far too wide, spanning the entirety of the floor for it to be reassuring. And just behind me, somewhere at the foot of the stairs, panic rises up in my throat. No other way now but up. So I bolt, desperation kicking in without warning. I take 2 steps at a time, tripping clumsily over some of it in my last-ditch attempt to escape. But I know, at the back of my mind, I know all of this is futile. With every footfall, with every ragged breath, with every pounding of my heart, it gets hammered to my mind. And it only becomes clear to me that once the door at the end opens,
Oh no.
revealing the vast expanse of Luxbourne's early morning skyline, and with her treading at my heels, blocking my only way out. Blonde hair? You're seeing that, right?
Blonde hair.
Blonde hair
Look at the dress.
and boobs.
The tits.
It's Hannah! That's not the girl, that's Hannah! Except the one who greets me isn't who I'm expecting.
Hannah?
Oh, Becky, sweetie. Why would you ever run away from me? The trek up here must be exhausting, isn't it?
Fuck. I love how she's just kind of like dragging by her hands as she's saying all that shit.
You poor, poor darling.
The voice is the same, even the looks, yet nothing about this Hannah screams of the Hannah I know. She exudes none of the sweetness or cordiality
Yeah.
she always has with her, even when faced with people she barely knows.
Aye, cordiality.
Aye. If I have not seen what I've seen, heard what I've heard this past week, I very lately brushed this jarring disconnect to the odd weather. However, something's off with her, and my mind is screaming the place between us is the best kept for now.
Why don't you come here, sweetie? Downstairs with me.
No, you're okay.
I can't.
Oh, why ever not?
Please, Hannah. Just leave.
Don't be such a spoil sport, honey. Don't you want to catch up? It's been years since we've seen each other, hasn't it? Don't you miss big sister Hannah?
Maybe some other time, Hannah. I'm here on important business.
Important business, she says. Little Becky all grown up. Now she's learning to meddle. Tell me, darling, what did the curious girl find out?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Oh, believe me, it is. It is now. Especially if it involves my darling prince.
Yandere! She laughs, her features contorting into something horrid, close to grotesque. A twisted little thing, completely removed from the person I met not days ago. This isn't Hannah. She's gone, and this little fact causes me to take a wary step back. Since when? She appeared okay at the housewarming party, and as annoying and overbearing as I find as her husband is, I feel sorry for the boy. He might be an asshole, but he doesn't deserve this. Hannah doesn't deserve this.
What's wrong, Becky? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Bitch, we have.
All I'm asking is what brought you here at this hour. Of course, if you didn't do anything wrong, we wouldn't be having this problem, yes?
Stay away from me!
A useless plea. Does she even understand a word I say? Can she even? Is she still human in the first place? Somehow I doubt it. Because no human being will ever do this.
You and your friends have become such a nuisance to our lives. So do me a favor, sweetie, and come with me. I promise it'll be worth your while.
Simply imagining what she's capable of doing to us, I never want to give her that chance.
I'm telling you to back off!
How rude. I'm sure Mumsy Gales wouldn't be happy about that. Please be a good girl now.
Her gait is slow as she walks forward, but with every inch she draws nearer, even as I pull away to take back what little distance I can between us, the smile on her merely grows wider. A mocking gesture. For me. She may be less of a human now, but I'm pretty sure she's fully aware she's got me cornered. She wouldn't even bother making it here if she isn't. But I can't look away. I can't bring myself to, even as the heel of my shoe eventually hits the edge. End of the line. Trapped. Alone. So this is how it ends, huh? Quietly, and without fanfare, surrounded not by a warm breeze but a chilly morning air. No soft footfalls on an empty hallway, but the din of the early morning traffic below. No warm afternoon light. Nothing but the cold, pungent smell of death, all underneath a dreary morning sky. How fitting. Yet amidst all of it, there's a single voice I want to hear. Aw, damn it. If only for the last time.
Becca?
Hey, Did I wake you up?
No, I left you a voicemail, so I thought, where are you?
The one I grew up with, who always got grades better than I did without even trying. Those silly antics I have to put up with all these years. Who stood by me even when things got tougher. That one person who's been a constant in my life.
Ash, do you remember that one time?
The what?
Back in secondary. We joined a contest back then, didn't we? We had to dress you up as a girl and...
No.
What? You looked really pretty. I think I still have that picture somewhere.
Burn it. We're not talking about that again. You promised. Seriously, what brought this on?
Nothing. It's just the first thing I remembered.
So weird. Despite everything, my lips curl into a smile. Faint. A sad little thing in its own given the situation. Because even at the very end, I know I have this. The casual talk, the friendly banter, talking like how we always would as children. If only I hadn't been too selfish. If only I hadn't taken all of this for granted, in favour of my feelings. Then perhaps I won't be regretting anything now.
You're being weird today, Becca. Whatever. Listen, I need you to go home right away. I'm at Salem Well right now and...
I wish time would simply stop for us. There are still a lot of things I want to say. Things I never bothered saying out loud. Things I should have said a long time ago to someone who has always been by my side. But in this moment, there's only one.
Thanks, Ash.
Hold on, did I do something?
For everything.
Rebecca, what?
I'm so glad to have known you.
Wait, what are you? God damn it, Rebecca, where are you?
A soft click. And I'm closing my eyes. There's a rush of air. The sound of the world dimming around me. Like a song coming to its inevitable end.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh wow. Well look, here's more. You've unlocked a memory fragment. Let me get rid of this. Let's try and take this in for a bit, shall we?
So even Edward got brutally beaten as well?
Aye, so this is, we have Lady Charlotte holding Takako in, yeah, what's his face again?
Edward.
Edward.
Edward Godfrey.
He looks pretty bad beaten, and there's a cat in
That
this.
I think they cut its throat.
Aye. This is... What if they had feelings for one another and Lady Charlotte got jealous? Things could very well be coming together now, because it seems to be making a little bit more sense, at least to me anyway. What about you? Aye. Would you say so?
Starting to see a lot of the pictures.
Aye. I guess I can continue from here. And I guess, let me just, in fact, it should be fine. I will load it here. That should already be saved anyway, since we've looked at that route.
I think
Quite
that's
possibly.
funny, because this is the latest a chapter's ever started for us.
Definitely.
Because normally it starts away back when we see the letter, but this one's starting... Oh, the 28th was when the party was, so... Yeah.
So, wow, that was the end of Becca's chapter. Ultimately, we done a proper thing and gotten away from Takako, but that bad ending.
Oof.
That really fucking got me.
They know how to stab at the heartstrings and then push you off of like a 3-story building.
I was trying so hard not to fucking turn into a mess there. Oh, but wow, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Yang Mobile does it again. That was truly amazing. But we've been able to keep her alive. We've kept her alive, and she lives.
Wait, what is this now? Chapter 6?
This is chapter 6.
Hey, we've reached chapter 6 and no one's died yet. I think we are doing remarkably well.
Hoping this doesn't affect Hannah in any way, seeing as she's possessed. Hope we don't lose her. Because if there's anyone I don't want to lose, it's Hannah.
Oh, I can't wait.
I really liked Becca's chapter, didn't you?
Oh, aye.
That was fab. And I can't wait to start Ashton's because this is going to be something.
I am getting serious ripplers upon the nipplers.
Ripplers upon the nipplers.
I'm just joking, but that's just a way of saying I'm excited AF.
Me too. Can't wait. Thank you for joining me, Kieran.
Thank you for having me again, Jack.
You're
Or Neku.
You're always welcome.
But I'll see you the next time we decide to tackle this fucking behemoth of a chapter. And it's have fun, buy the game, Yangy Mobile, thanks, and it's goodbye for me, and don't let your memes be dropped.
Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Roll the
Sit your ass down!